Hey guys, Jay here again with another video. Today we're going to try this deck. It's a 3 Musketeer deck that I really love. I think the 3 Musketeers are really strong in the deck and the meta right now. And I tried a couple different decks, and the only difference between them, as you're going to see here, it's going to be for those of you who do not have the heal spell. We can use the rage spell instead, but it's essentially the same deck. So we're gonna have the 3 Musketeers, obviously, the rage spell, the Goblin Gang, the Ice Golem, arrows, the Knight, the log, and the pump. So I'll just talk about substitutions. For Goblin Gang, I would probably use just Spear Goblins or regular Goblins. Or you can use, if you want to do a 3 elixir card, you can use the Skeletons, Skeleton Army. For the Ice Golem, if you haven't gotten to Frozen Peak yet, you could probably try, let's see, like a Valkyrie or something like that. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, and that's the reason why with the Goblin Gang replacement, I suggest that you go with like the regular goblins or the spear goblins, because you'd be saving 1 elixir there, and you'd be substituting for the for the elixir that you're going to spend on the Valkyrie in substitution for the Ice Golem. And then the other card you most likely don't have would be the log, and for the log, you won't have the kickback effect that the log provides, but you will have the reset and the one-shot kill for small units with the zap. So that's what I would replace there. As you can see here, this is a slightly expensive deck. It's about 3.8 with the rage spell in there, and when you substitute that and you put in the heal, it's a 3.9. So it is imperative here that you use your elixir collector. And one of the main things you want to try is the first placement of the elixir collector you want to put in front of your king's tower. That way, if they start the match with a mistake and you want to throw a rocket at your elixir collector and accidentally clips your king's tower, it is going to activate it, which is going to play in your favor very well. So for the decks here, I just wanted to show you, first I want to show you a defeat, okay? Because obviously nobody wins every match, and the first defeat I had here was just one little mistake that I made, and it cost me the match. So we're gonna go in here. This is the rage variation of the deck, and as you can see in the initial hand for him, Mr. Pedro from Pipas Facundo, he has the free spell, which I didn't even know he had, and he doesn't use it till the end. So I got a little aggressive there, and I pushed a little too hard, overcommitted on offense, so I end up having to spend a lot here on defense, and it didn't cost me too much, but it definitely reminded me, it's something I tend to do. I tend to get too aggressive, and when I do, I end up paying for it. Luckily here, we didn't have to worry too much about it. Alright, so I finally got the pump in my hand, and I'm waiting to see what it's going to do. I'm definitely wanting to put that pump down as soon as possible. So that's what we're going to do as soon as we hit 9.5 or 10 elixir. And then here I know he's going to back up that giant, so I put my Ice Golem down to basically shield anything that I put behind it, so I can kill the giant and not have to worry about any splash damage units killing my Goblin Gang. So we're gonna deal some damage to some arrows here against that wizard, put the knight in front, and here I could have used my rage, but I decided not to overspend again, so I just played it. I played it cool, and I got some goblins to the tower and did some chip damage, pretty decent chip damage. So we'll go with another pump here, and the only reason why the first bump I placed was going to be on the left side there and not on the king tower is because he played that giant, and I wanted to keep my pump as far away from his bush as possible in case he got through with the tower. So that's the only reason I did that there. So we're gonna let it build here and see what it's gonna do. Alright, so we're gonna with the Goblin Gang straight up in the back. and I'm gonna log all of this back, and I'm gonna put the knight in front to shield the goblins, and then yes, that you guessed it, the ice golem. Gotta keep that that musketeer alive just for a few more seconds. Alright, here comes the goblin barrel. I put a knight down to shield for that, and he soaks up a lot of the damage, and then the goblin gang deals the rest of the damage against the giant there. So I got a big lead on the left side. On the right side, we're almost even. He's got a little bit of a lead on that side. Here I'm going to push on the left hard, and I managed to put my knight in front of the musketeer to shield her. And unfortunately on the left I couldn't do much because he played that giant pretty well there with the bomber in the back supporting him. So I gotta log these skeletons away, and then not much I can do there. Okay, so here's the mistake. I placed my knight in the middle instead of blocking the way for that lumberjack, and he ended up just destroying the tower all by himself with the free spell. So guys, if you see a lumberjack coming down the lane, don't try to distract it and be all smart and play in the center. Just block his way. Just block, because he just goes to town on your tower, and that's the end of it. So huge mistake there on my part. I was not ready for that, especially with the free spell. And from having a big lead in the beginning of the match, I ended up losing pretty badly. Okay, so that was a defeat with the Rage variation of the deck. Alright, so next I want to show you a victory with that same variation with the Rage spell on that deck. So, we're going to go and watch that one. We're going up against Endas from BB. And luckily on this one, we got the pump in our first hand, so you know, first things first. Again, we're gonna put that pump down. So as soon as I hit 9.5, that pumps down. Now notice I put it slightly to the right of the King's Tower, and you're gonna see what we're gonna do with the next one. So I'm gonna log the Executioner along with the two archers here, and he's going really aggressive. So I skull him down, and then Goblin Gang behind the Executioner, and then Knight to kill the Executioner finally, and the Knight also tanks for a couple of the Spear Goblins. And whew, we survived that push, guys. That was aggressive right there. So now we can put the other pump down. We cycle through the entire deck right there, guys. Alright, so this pump's going to be as far to the left as possible. So we're going to make it so that it is far away from the other one in case he has a lightning or something like that. Now I'm going to go with my 3 musketeers in the back. And unfortunately he has a fireball that's coming here, and I'm going to put my ice golem down because I want to avoid that Inferno Dragon getting to the towers there. Gladly that fireball didn't kill my musketeer, so I'm going to try with a little push here on the left. He's going to sap that, and I raged them, and that rage allowed 3 shots. 2 from one musketeer and 1 from the other. If I hadn't done that, I probably would have gotten 1 shot. So that's a little bit more damage that's going to count for us. So another pump down, and I'm going to try and kite these guys over here. And we're going to do arrows and knight, and then we're going to see what happens here. Spear Goblins. Yes, so Spear Goblins behind the knight, and I'm gonna rage all of this. He's gonna miss some of that fireball, and they get to the tower, and you do not want raged goblins on your tower. I'll tell you that. They are so fast. So stinking fast. So we're gonna keep the same layout for the pumps, you know, keeping them distance from one another. So 3 musketeers in the middle. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I saw him use the fireball against the goblins, so I thought that he didn't have the fireball in rotation, and I guess I was right. So we're going to do a little bit more damage here on the left. He puts the skeletons against the musketeers on the right, and we're going to get to the tower here in just a second. Just 20 HP, guys, on that tower. I got to put this ice golem down to protect my musketeers, and the log makes it to the tower, and that's game. That is game. There's nothing else he can do here, so I'm just gonna go all out and try and 3 tower him. Of course he won't let me, but it was worth putting him under pressure. So that was pretty interesting there. The way that I the Ice Golem is only 2 elixir, and it might not seem like the tankiest or the best unit to use in some situations, but if you manage to kite, like for example like I did there with the Inferno Dragon or a Valkyrie or some sort of melee unit, you can actually put the Ice Golem just to the opposite side of the lane they're pushing, and the melee unit will kite them all the way back to their tower. So it's really useful in that way. And also I like the explosion, I guess they call it the Nova, when he dies. It slows things down, does a little bit of damage. It's really valuable, really good sometimes. So here we're gonna go on to the other variation of the deck. And this one's going to be with the heal. Now guys, the heal was part of a draft challenge that they had going on a little bit ago. They have a new challenge with the Night Witch. I've tried so hard to get the Night Witch, and I wanted to do a video about the Night Witch for you guys, but I made a lot of mistakes during that whole thing, and I've spent a lot of gems trying to get there, and I just wasn't able to. So unfortunately I don't have the Night Witch draft challenge for you, but if you'd like me to try one more time and feature some of the things that I do on there, just leave a comment down below and let me know. Alright, so we're gonna go here and check it out with that victory 2-1 against Mr. Kopfness. So this is a victory against a Royal Giant deck, and if you don't know me all that well, you don't know that I hate the Royal Giant. I think the Royal Giant's a broken card. It's just too powerful, and as you see there, I immediately rage as soon as I see that Royal Giant. But I know what I gotta do here is protect my Goblin Gang against any splash units that he's gonna put behind the Royal Giant. So I immediately log. I know he's gonna go with something there, and as soon as I have enough shield there, I'm gonna heal everything that's in that circle, and that Knight continues to tank for the goblins just long enough for them to be able to do enough damage to kill that giant. I probably shouldn't have logged there, but that's okay. That allowed me to just get one shot from that wizard arrows against the goblin barrel. Not too much to worry about there. So I'm gonna take a breather and concentrate, and we're gonna put a pump down, and same configuration as before, guys. I'm gonna keep them away from each other. Now he hasn't attacked them, so I have no reason to believe that he hasn't lightning or anything like that, but you never know, so you might as well protect it. So here comes the Royal Giant again. And guys, it's tough. It's tough to stop it. Most of the times, it's gonna get at least 1 to 2 shots on your tower, and that's it chips away a lot. So I'm gonna wait for the Goblin Gang to drop, and then I'm gonna log. Here goes. All right, those are all done, and he's gonna log too. But I was able to put the giant in front of the Musketeers there. And now I'm gonna heal all of this, and watch this, guys. From being nearly dead, those Musketeers are at full health, and they're gonna take this tower, guys. Down. Tower is down. Now that is the beauty of that heal spell there. Now the rage is useful, and don't get me wrong, if you don't have the heal spell, the rage will do just fine. But the heal spell allows you to just take these towers down like nobody's business. So unfortunately, he surprised me here with the giant, and I wasn't able to protect my tower all too well. But I did. He did overspend there, so I managed to, at least get even. So we're gonna try and surprise him here with the 3 muskets, and we do. And I put a prediction log down, but it didn't really work, unfortunately for us. I thought he was gonna put the Goblin Gang down, and what he did, he just put the giant. So here with the bump, we managed to stop the minion horde and the Royal Giant just for a few seconds, and then the Goblin Gang managed to finish it all off for us. So honestly, this could have been a much worse matchup for us, but the 2 key elements that I believe we were able to use were not only the heal spell, but also the tankiness of the Knight along with the Ice Golem. So if you see a big push coming your way, try and put the Ice Golem down or the Knight down first to distract whatever supporting units that opponent is going to have behind the Giant or the Royal Giant or whatever tank they have. And then when you see their support lock onto your tank, then you can use your supporting units, because it's going to be much harder for him to try and hit them and kill them, whether it is a goblin gang or whatever goblins you have, or if you have like the minion horde or regular minions or archers or anything like that. Unless he has a log or a fireball or something else, he's not going to be able to kill your supporting units like you are going to be able to kill his. So if you want to stop big pushes, that's what you do. And you got to keep an eye on the tank that you're using, and when you see that tank about to die and your units have still not killed the tank that they're using, then drop another tank. And that's what's beautiful about this deck, because I did that with the Ice Golem, and when the Ice Golem was dying, I placed the Knight and my Goblin survived on one of the pushes, and then I did the same thing with 2 Musketeers on one side where they were able to survive, and there was a wizard trying to get to my Musketeers, and I managed to protect them to get at least a few more shots on. And also, it doesn't matter how dead you think your units are. If you manage to pull a heal spell right at the right time, they're gonna survive the tower no matter what, and they're gonna do a lot of damage. And what's beautiful about that is that the 3 elixir that you spend on the heal will force them to play another card. So if you're lucky, you're gonna force a positive elixir trade. So if they put a wizard down or an executioner down or something like that, you're immediately 2 elixir ahead. So that's what's beautiful about it. So if you have any questions or any comments or anything like that about the decks that I've used, if you want me to try something new, if you want me to just try something absolutely crazy, just let me know. Also, don't forget about the Night Witch draft challenge. If you guys want me to try that, I will try again. I honestly went from over 2,000 gems to 1,300 gems, and I could not win it. It's really, really hard. So just let me know in the comments, like I said. And if you liked the video, toss me a like. If you really, really liked what you saw, then maybe subscribe. Again, my name is Jay. I'm playing Clash Royale daily, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.